Q Crew, what's going on? Y'all already know I'm your host, Suave Q, aka the Q Pill. You guys are tuned in for another dosage of Q Pill. Now, in this dose right here, it might get a little repugnant, a little repulsive, may evoke some feelings of disgust, as a rapper by the name of Diamond the Body has confessed to engaging in coitus with 2,000 people. That's right. She's confessed to having a body count of 2,000. I'm thinking the same shit you thinking. But before we get into thinking a little bit more shit and reacting, make sure you guys do what? Hit that like, share, subscribe button, turn on your notifications, share this content with your family, your friends, your peers, your colleagues. Let them get a dose of the Q Pill as well, because as y'all can see, I'm always reporting with some strange doses of shit that's going on around the world right now, and I feel that more people need to be exposed to it. So what better way for them to be subjected to it than for you to expose them to it yourself and let them get a dose of it like we about to do right now. Let's get a dose of this shit. Well, it is the era of female empowerment, sexual liberation. Women's body, their choice. They can do whatever they want. They can be whoever they want. They can act however they want. And we can't hold them accountable. We can't criticize them. We can't judge them. We have to accept the fact that that's what they want to do and that's who they are. We don't need to hold them to societal norms. We don't need to expect certain behaviors out of them. We don't need to expect certain levels of inhibition to be displayed by them. They can do whatever they want, especially in the black community. With these female rappers, this era of female rappers who know how to do nothing but sing about sex and twerk. That's all you have to do to be successful as a female rapper. If you know how to twerk, you know how to sing about sex, and you know how to be masculine, you're going to be successful. And of course, the women of the community are going to get behind them. Empower the fact that they lack sexual inhibition. They look up to that. They think it's courageous. They think they're strong for that. To be able to do whatever they want that would normally be unacceptable by societal standards or be frowned upon. That's classless or tasteless, lascivious, raunchy, disgusting ultimately. And that's the vibes I pick up from this rapper right here, as she confesses that she has slept with 2,000 people, both men and women, but still 2,000 people. I want y'all to take a look at this clip of Diamond the Body making y'all aware that she's a thought.
Yeah, I remember I lost my virginity at 12 years old. I remember the boy, everything. I remember the whole day like it was yesterday. But 12, bitch, to now. It's been a lot. Girl, is it just my body count for just niggas or niggas and bitches?
Everybody.
I would say like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I say like 2,000. To be real honest with you, like if you put niggas and bitches, 'cause I done fucked a lot of bitches too. So I be fucking niggas, I be fucking bitches. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm gonna keep it blood raw. Like, bitch, probably two bands. 2,000 bitch sexual partners. Absolutely. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what? Hey, only God can judge me. I don't give a fuck.
And there's the classic statement. Only God can judge me. I don't give a fuck. Why? Because women believe that they should be able to act and behave however they want to, and they don't need to be held accountable. They shouldn't be criticized or shouldn't be judged. You have to accept it, even if it's not conducive behavior, even if the behavior is unhealthy, even if the behavior exemplifies something that's extremely frowned upon. Only God can judge them. And a lot of black women typically say this. This is their response when they know they did something that is typically not good. They rationalize it in that way. Only God can judge me. And if you ain't God, then it doesn't matter what you say. But, well, part of being human is understanding that you have to live by societal standards. And there are certain things that people are going to frown upon. There are certain abnormal behaviors that if you engage in, you absolutely will be judged by the masses. And this is one of those things, because first of all, she said she was 12 when she lost her virginity. I believe I seen somebody said that she's currently 27. So from 12 to 27, she's managed to rack up 20,000 bodies, which is approximately 133 bodies a year. And if that's 133 bodies a year, then that means she spends half of her time during the year fucking, being sexually receptive and open to the sexual advancements made by her by random people, I would assume, because there's no way that she's going out on dates and these people are courting her and getting to know her beyond her body, as her name is Diamond the Body. Now, I don't know if she sold sex. I don't know if she's a prostitute prior to becoming a rapper. I don't know how she accumulated this amount of bodies. But what I do know is for her to take pride in something like this and for the body count to be that high, there has to be something cognitively off with her. It has to be. And typically, that's what it is. These girls who have these high body counts or who have attachment issues, they were typically touched as kids. They were typically exposed to sex at such an early age that they seen it as acceptable, and they currently seek validation and attention in the form of sex. And every man that they do it with, hoping that he will stay, they don't end up staying because they know that they're only sex. They don't want to stay. There's no point to stay. There's no benefit to stay. So what they do is they chase validation and attention, and they rationalize it as fun. And before you know it, they've accumulated this amount of bodies. This is sick. This is not commendable on any level. This should not be revered on any level. There should be no women that look at this and say, that's empowering, that's courageous. For her to have that many bodies and to not be scared to say something, not be scared to admit to it. And just for reference, I want y'all to understand that the average body count, according to the meta-analyses that they performed on body counts, is about 7 for both men and women throughout an entire lifetime. Hers exponentially exceeds that. Exponentially exceeds that. As a man, if a woman was to confess to you that her body count was 2,000, would you take her seriously? Do you believe that's a woman that you could settle down with? If you were married to a woman and she later confessed to you that her body count was 2,000, could you look past that? Could you stay married to her? I know I couldn't. I damn sure couldn't. But of course, that's me. I see the signs of a promiscuous woman long before the woman would even reveal, or I'd have concrete evidence that she is indeed promiscuous, because promiscuous women tend to follow the same patterns of behavior. They tend to have the same behavioral tendencies. You can often tell. But 2,000 bodies in 15 years. That is inane. Would you just spend your time looking for the next person to fuck? Every person who approaches you, you down? That's what you want to do. Hey, you want to fuck? Sure. It's my hobby. Because at that point, it's a hobby. But women are supposed to be the more sexually selective sex. And women are supposed to exhibit greater levels of sexual inhibition. Most women typically do, because most women can typically get sex easier than men. So it would be counterproductive to get something relatively easy and not have some kind of mechanism that keeps you from getting it relatively easy, especially when you're the sex who has the greater level of parental investment. And she has no STIs, no kids. I mean, she might have kids. Hell, she may have an STI. We don't know. We can't confirm that. She don't seems like she checks very often. And this is feminism. This is what we empower. This is what we encourage. This is what we enable. We promote this. We propagate this. And we cancel anybody who speaks out against it. Hell, if I was big enough, I'd be canceled for making this video right now. I wouldn't mind. As long as the people who hear me hear what I need to say about what this is, because this shit is disgusting. This is nothing to be proud of. This is nothing to take pride in as a woman. Even as a man, and you can understand from a male standpoint, it's much more acceptable, because if a man has 2,000 bodies, he worked his ass off to get them 2,000 bodies. You can best believe that. He didn't just have 2,000 women throwing themselves at him when he came out the womb. But for a woman, that's the way it works. You have penis slang at you, and all you have to do is accept it or reject it. And the easiest part is actually accepting it, because what are you accepting it on the basis of? Typically, the man has to have something for you to want to accept it. Money, power, prestige, status, something. And I can understand you saying yes, because why would you pass up the opportunity with such a rare man presenting himself in front of you with the opportunity to have sex with him, let him inseminate you and impregnate you? That's an optimal opportunity in the evolutionary land. But to just be out here just having sex with any man who wants to have sex with you as a woman, and you think that's cute, you proud of that, oh, there's definitely something going on up here that needs to be checked out. Your sexual selectivity modules, they're not operating optimally. They're not operating the way that they should. And you gotta wonder, the fact that she lost her virginity at 12, what else may have happened to her prior to that? Me, as somebody who's been studying psychology for a long time, I just can't help myself, because we see the same behavioral trends that result from the same causes when we see these type of outcomes, especially in promiscuity with women. I can't help but wonder, was she sexually abused? Was she sexually assaulted? Close friend, family member? It's feminism, ladies and gentlemen. This is what feminism brings about. And of course, later on down the line, if she wants to take a guy seriously, or a guy wants to take her seriously, and then he finds this out, she's going to be the victim if he doesn't want to be with her long term. Because he should be understanding. He should understand that she was young and dumb. She was just trying to have fun. She didn't know any better. He should excuse that. And he should say, you know what, you're right. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we slip up and fall on 1,000 dicks, 15,000 dicks. And I'm not talking about sporting goods. But I understand, babe. So I'm going to look past that. I'm going to forgive the fact that the neighbors know who you are. I'm going to forgive the fact that you slept with my best friend. I'm going to forgive the fact that no matter who I walk by down the street, there's a high possibility that that individual has seen you naked, and maybe seen you naked multiple times, and maybe seen you naked with his best friend. They both seen you naked. Oh, and my girlfriend's mom's aunt, she's seen you naked as well. I'm going to look past that, because it's going to make you feel better as a woman. The fact that you made some dumb decisions that only God can judge you for, and that no one's allowed to hold you accountable for or criticize you for, and we simply have to accept it. She's going to be the victim if this was the case. Highly improbable, though, considering the fact that most black women will never end up married, especially the ones who act like this. But she is a celebrity, so there will be some rappers who have her level of integrity, her level of virtue, who will see themselves in her, and they'll make the perfect power couple, full of abuse and talking shit to one another, kind of like Blueface and Chrisine, or whatever the fuck her name is. My point remains, this is an interesting case of an extreme case of a lack of sexual inhibition exhibited in a woman. And if she's not a porn star, if she doesn't have an OnlyFans, if she didn't sell sex, if she wasn't a prostitute, then it becomes that much more egregious for her to have a body count this high under the circumstances in which she accumulated that body count. It's not really much else I can say about this. But do know there are women out here like this who get around like this. She's not the only one. And you guys best beware them women. If you guys are looking for any woman that you can invest any amount of resources, effort, and emotion into, I wouldn't recommend doing it with this type of woman. It's not the type of woman you want to be seen walking around with, because everybody else is going to recognize it because they fucked her as well. And I don't have much else to say. That's it. I'll see you guys on the next dosage of the Q Pill. I'm Suave Q. Over and out.